Hello and welcome to your first video for Mr. Corey's class. Today we're going to be talking about the U.S. Constitution and the 6 basic principles which helped in the creation of the Constitution. So before we can talk about the principles, we have to talk about what the Constitution actually is. So a lot of you have heard of it. It's that document. There's a picture of it, an image of it right here. It starts with "We the People." And this document is the supreme law of the land. All laws in the United States are founded in this document. The first principle of the Constitution is this idea of popular sovereignty. This is the idea that the people hold the power. That is to say, the people control who's in charge of all the people. That's why the document starts with the words, "We the people." There have been many times in American history where it's been recognized that not all people were truly represented. For instance, African Americans under slavery, women before given the right to vote, or even young people when the voting age was lowered to 18. And you can look up any of these to find out more about how sovereignty, that is, power, was given to the people. The next tenet is the idea of limited government. A lot of you may think that the president is the most powerful person in the world, or even just in the United States, and that he can do whatever he wants, regardless of the law. But the Constitution says that that's not true. Government can only do what the people give it power to do. This idea is called constitutionalism, or rule of law. The president can't go out and murder somebody. He's responsible just like you or I would be. Principle number 3 is the separation of powers. The president isn't the only person in our government. In fact, there are lots more people in our government. We have 3 branches to our government. The legislative branch, who make the laws, the executive branch, that's the president, who enforces the laws, and the judicial branch, who interprets the laws. That is to say, they decide if those laws actually belong under the Constitution or not. You can see that each of them are made up of different groups of people, they serve for different amounts of time, and they each have a different job, none more powerful than the other. And the reason that none are more powerful than the other is because of a system of checks and balances. Each branch is checked, that is to say, kept in control by the other branches. On the next page you'll see a chart which explains in further detail. I'll let you look that over on your own. Step number 5, or principle number 5, is the idea of judicial review. And this is a power that belongs only, this is a power that belongs only to the judicial branch of the government. This is the power of the court to determine the constitutionality of a government, or of a law. This power is given through the Supremacy Clause in the U.S. Constitution, and it says that the Constitution is the law of the land, and therefore if the courts don't agree or don't believe that a law belongs under the Constitution, they have the power to throw it out, in spite of the people or the legislative branch creating the law on behalf of the people. Finally, there's this idea of federalism. Some of the powers are given to the federal government, that is to say the national government, the government in Washington, D.C. But some of the powers are left for the states, and even then some of the powers are left for the towns and cities within each state. Every state has their own set of laws, courts, and constitutions. It's why it might be illegal to do something in Connecticut, but illegal to do it in Massachusetts. Your assignment is to take each of these 6 principles and find one real-life example. I gave you a sample, which means you can't use it for yourself. Number 1, or my example is for number 1. So for popular sovereignty, Americans get to vote in elections every year on election day to choose their leaders. It's a very simple idea, but it says that the people get to choose who's in charge of all the other people, i.e. popular sovereignty. Make sure you have this assignment ready for Monday in class. Thank you.